this video, I'm going to go over how to work with the difference quotient. Using algebra of functions, we're going to plug in this f of x plus h. This comes from eHomework 1.1 to 1.2, and it is number 18. Or you may have one similar. I mean, they all come out a little different depending on how many attempts you've had. So first of all, we're going to just work on the algebra of functions, plugging in this x plus h in for x everywhere you see x. So just be careful and really watch your signs. So I'm going to have negative 6 times x plus h squared minus 4x plus h plus 5. And I can't distribute the negative 6 yet. I have to first work with my quadratic there, and I can use the formula for perfect square trinomial, or you could expand it out using FOIL. Negative 6, and then I square the first term, x squared, twice the product of the two terms, so plus 2xh, and then plus the square of the second term. Then minus 4x minus 4h plus 5. And then we would want to now go back and distribute the negative 6. So I have negative 6x squared minus 12xh minus 6h squared minus 4x minus 4h plus 5. And then you can pop that all in here and hit enter. Of course, there's probably be different numbers, but it's a similar process. And so once we know that's all good, we can take that and put it right in here for f of x plus h. And what this is the difference quotient. So I'm just going to write down here difference quotient. You'll see that in calculus. And what that is the change in y over the change in x. So it's an average rate of change because this is a parabola, it's a curve. And so you may have seen, like when you have y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, right? So we've talked about this in some of the lessons, and you would have seen similar patterns in your algebra courses. So what we do here is, instead of using the y, we're using function notation. So my y is actually f of x plus h. My second y is like x, and then adding on an additional h. And the second x value is x plus h. And the first x value is x sub 1, or just x in this case. Okay, so this would be my first y value would just be the f of x. So that's how it gets written out in this format, f of x plus h minus f of x, all divided by x plus h minus x, and then the x's just literally cancel out there, leaving me with the h, and that's what you see here. So what we're going to do is take all of this and put it in for f of x plus h. Then we're going to subtract off our function and make sure you use parentheses and divide by h. But there's a lot of simplification that goes along the way. So start by rewriting this over here down beneath, and I will pause the video and write that in as well. Okay, so I've just rewritten the f of x plus h all done out right here using brackets. Then subtract, and make sure you use brackets or parentheses when you write the function f of x in there, because you're subtracting the whole thing, so you'll have to distribute this negative. Okay, so we're going to go through and simplify that. So now we end up with the negative 6x squared minus 12xh minus 6h squared minus 4x minus 4h plus 5. It's a lot of writing, but you do get used to it. And on this, I just removed the parentheses because I don't have a multiplier there or a negative or anything. So then here though, I'm going to do minus the negative 6x squared would give me a positive 6x squared. Then I would have a positive 4x and a minus 5, all divided by h. Then I'm going to go through and see what cancels. You should end up with some things that cancel nicely. So we have a negative 6x squared plus 6x squared. We have a negative 4x and a plus 4x. We have a plus 5 and a minus 5. And so we are left with these pieces here. So I'm going to write that out for you. So we have negative 12xh minus 6h squared minus 4h, all divided by h. So if nothing's canceling, then check your signs. It's probably the negative didn't get distributed somewhere along the line. So watch for that. Usually we'll just be jumping into this right here. The homework gives you a little lead in so you can check that first piece. So now make sure you do this properly and factor out the h. Don't just try to like, oh, I'm going to go in, to my numerators. That's not always going to work for you. You can run into trouble. So do the h, and then you get negative 12x minus 6h minus 4, all divided by h. This is what we mean by do it till you can simplify till you can cancel an h, but then actually go ahead and cancel that h, or reduce is a more appropriate term. And then your final answer would be the negative 12x minus 6h minus 4. And pop that in up here and submit, and hopefully yours will work out. Remember, it's probably different numbers on your specific problem, but I hope that helps, and let me know if you need any other similar problems done like that. Have a great day.